Welcome to Island Express Hardware, where we work with your budget. We supply all paints, all brands, and all sizes. And we are of course the cheapest in Trinidad. We also supply pumps and water tanks, and we also have them in combo deals. Visit us for the best friendly customer service. Need steel, beams, and purlins? We got that. We have top quality lats and boxing board, plyboards, gypsum boards, you name it. Do you love to fish? Have no fear, cause we have all the gears. Visit Island Express Hardware today, located at Rashid Avenue, Kakandi Road, Felicity Shogunas. Welcome to Felicity Banquet Hall, where unforgettable memories are made. Whether you're planning a wedding, birthday party, corporate meeting, or any special gathering. Why choose us? We are spacious, elegant, and fully air-conditioned hall. Customizable seating for up to 200 guests. Beautiful decor and lighting options. On-site kitchen and catering services. We are available 7 days a week. Located at Rashid Avenue, Kakandi Road, Felicity Shogunas. Call the number on the screen today and book now. Visit Island Express today to get your vinyl, your toilet sets, your doors, and also your windows. We supply all items, foundation to finish. Visit us today at Rashid Avenue, Kakandi Road, Felicity Shogunas. You can also call us at 705-1800 or 308-5318.
Okay, my friends, a pleasant, good Saturday afternoon, Trinidad and Tobago. And those of you who are locked on, those of you who are having your lunch break at this point in time, let me just take this opportunity to welcome you to our program, Hardfacts, that is aired Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays, starting time 12:15 in the afternoon. My friends, this program itself has been really and truly instigated by many of the activists in central Trinidad who are really and truly was not satisfied with the last regime when it comes to representation. And my friends, those of you who are locked on, I want to take this opportunity to welcome you to our program, and you have the opportunity to call us at 372-2129. There's a lot of things happening in our country at this point. Many things are happening. When we look at crime, when we look at infrastructure, when we look at governance moving in, new government taking position, and you are seeing and you are reading about the anomalies that took place with the past regime, my friends, it is alarming, really and truly alarming for the citizens of this country to know for a fact that you and I, we were paying exorbitant monies. We were paying high taxes, and we were not getting what we were paying for. And I'm here on this program on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays, really and truly identifying, because today I have some real hard facts that I want to share with you all in our beautiful country, Trinidad and Tobago. Those of you who are locked on, whether you are in North America, South America, whether you are in the Caribbean islands, wherever you may be in this world, my friends, and you are by chance seeing me, you are seeing my program, Hard Facts, that is live on Sentinel Media Broadcasting. I want to ask you all to join with us, call us, share this video, and let the public know, and let the country know, and let the citizens of this country know that you have a voice. We are here, my friends, identifying the anomalies, the challenges that has been plaguing our shoulders for the longest while. 10 years is plenty. Really and truly, 10 years of pressure, hardship, dissatisfaction, and a lot of things, my friends, that has really and truly caused many of our citizens to migrate to other countries. Number one, to look for greener pastures. And even so much so, many of our law-abiding, hard-working citizens are either in hospital because they are stressed out, or some of our hard-working citizens of our country, they are in sentence trying to recuperate from the pressure, right, from the mental stress that were perpetrated upon them. So you all, those of you who are locked on, I want to ask you all, feel free, because there's a lot of issues. Lots and lots of people come to me and they tell me about situations that is affecting them. A lot of situations that is affecting them. And my friends, I want to let you all know that this program is your program. You don't have to pay a cent. If you as an individual or as a community, you have a program that you would like us to really and truly invite people to, we are willing to do it, with the exception that we do not advertise, or we do not really and truly show any inclination when it comes to parties, fetes, and so forth. If you are doing maybe a fundraiser for a sick person, whether you are doing something that is uplifting to our communities, we are going to air that on our station free of charge. All right? Maybe you lost your vehicle, maybe something has happened to you, maybe you have made calls to the police, maybe you have applied for maybe a passport, maybe a driver's permit, maybe you went to the health center, maybe you went to a hospital, maybe you went to a government office and they treat you like maybe you're subhuman. You have that opportunity to identify with facts, because we don't want anybody telling fibs. We don't want you all to come in our station here and lie against other people, because I tell you all something, this is a live program and we cannot be held accountable for people who are calling and making mischief. We are not any mischief station. Right? So again, my friends, I am your host, Imam Rashid Karim. I'm here really and truly to identify with you all. We're going to start something, and I want Trinidad and Tobago to understand the depth of our investigation. Right? The depth of our investigation. Something happened during the course of the week, and I want the Minister of Security, right? Maybe the Minister could intervene and really and truly identify in some way or the other how that was possible. How that was possible. And that would have been the Minister in the Ministry of Homeland Security. That's a really sad thing to happen. A really alarming thing to happen in our country, Trinidad and Tobago. Right? So, Director, pull up those videos when it comes to crime in our country. We're going to discuss it a bit. And you all are free to call us at 372-2129. Right, a businessman, bandit killed during robbery. Now, Trinidad and Tobago, that is something that is really and truly alarming, knowing for a fact that the business community really and truly is a dying species. Come back, Director, a dying species in the sense that people, businessmen, businesswomen, people who own business, sometimes they would have to get up all hours of the night, in the wee hours of the morning, to ensure that you, the citizens of our country, are served properly and on a timely manner. Especially if you are selling food, if you have to distribute items for maybe processing and all these things, you have to get up at the wee hours of morning, or even so much so wake late at night to really and truly converse and carry about your business. And the menaces in our society, those people who are miscreants in our society, who lurk around and they look at people who are making effort and sacrifice and trying to destroy their sacrifice, my friends, I would like to call on the police sincerely from the depths of my heart, that they have to really and truly mobilize and do things that really and truly can bring safety and security for the citizens of our country. Continue, Director. Again. Man shot while riding bicycle in Rio Claro. That's another incident there that took place. Man shot while riding bicycle in Rio Claro. Again, that's a blanket statement. We don't have the facts on it. So just be mindful that, sometimes we're going to read stuff here and we have to really and truly back it up with information. So those of you who are locked on, maybe that person who was shot is your family member, and you would like to identify, you would like John Public, because I tell you something, when you have 45 to 50,000 persons who are following you, who are watching you, you have a airful. So people are going to listen to you, people are going to communicate with you, and if there's any need that people can assist you, I'm sure that they will assist you. So call the number 372-2129. Those of you who are live on TikTok, very, very important, feel free to share our video. Let John Public know, well, hear what? You all have a voice. That is the basic thing. Today I want to talk about something. I want to break, I want to let the cat out of the bag a little bit. I want to let you all know, right, from the inception, since the 28th, you're going to realize today is the 16th, 7th, today is the 17th, Director? Right, so that's about 3 weeks. 3 weeks, the new government is in power. And we are seeing lots and lots of different changes taking place. One of the best change that I saw would have been when the Minister of Finance, that is the Honorable Devendranath Tanku, would have mentioned in one of his releases that the government will really and truly fulfill their promise. And that would have been to eradicate, right, to take away, to repeal the property tax. But again, I don't expect it to happen overnight. But that is in the front burner, and we are watching on. But when we look at the opposition, PNM ministers now, you're going to realize that a lot of controversies are taking place. And I want to let you all know, when PNM was in power, they had the prerogative, they have the privilege, and they did what they thought was right to do. And now we are seeing a lot of ministerial position. And we look at the exorbitant type of hiring process that took place. I would like Trinidad and Tobago citizens, let us all be fair. There's a new government. There's a new kid in the block, if you want to call it that. Right? There's a new government in place. The United National Congress government is on board. And we, all of us, we have to give them the opportunity to serve us. They cannot wave a magic wand and in 5 months or 2 months or 1 year make total changes and ensure that everybody get water, everybody get electricity. But again, mediation has to take place. And people like myself and people like you, the hardworking, honest people of our country, citizens of our country, who wants to see betterment take place in the general populace. Not only for a handful of people, but in the general population of the country. My friends, you have an opportunity to call me at 372-2129 and let us know what is taking place. Like, for example, a guy called me a while ago and he said, Imam, I want to go in your show. But I told him, I said, just can't go in the show just so. What would you like to speak about? And this guy told me, my friends, you know what he told me? He told me that he is a fisherman. He's a fisherman, right? And what he does, he go in the mangrove, not too far from studio here, and he catch tilapias, and he go out on the Caroni Savannah Road where he sell them, right? And he is stating to me where he lives, that is Abed Road Extension. And I would like the Mayor of Shogunas, I would like the Honorable Khadija Amin, who is Minister in the Ministry of Local Government, because he said he spoke to you all when you were in opposition, differently at different levels. He didn't know that you would be the opposition. He didn't know that you would become the Minister of Local Government and Infrastructure and so forth. So he told me all those things. So basically he was communicating with the past regime. And you all would have known that the past regime, that's the PNM government, for the past 10 years, really and truly, they didn't do anything south of the Caroni Bridge to really and truly create an impact. because I was here, and those of you who are locked on, you would have realized that I called on the Prime Minister at that time, the Honorable Dr. Keith Rowley. I called on him. There's need for a fishing depot at Felicity here. There is need for a fishing jetty, because approximately 500 to 600 boats are there presently. And we also call on this program, we call for the relevant authorities to, create some sort of avenue where the Hindu community in Felicity and surrounding, they would be able to cremate their deceased, their loved ones, in a situation or in a place or a venue where it would be humane. And that condition that is presently, it is inhumane, because we identified in this program, and we show you all step-by-step proceedings what normally transpired. It has been rectified a bit by the Mayor of Shogunas, Mayor Faik Mohammed. It has been rectified a bit. But what I'm saying, I'm calling and I'm going to beat this until that has been really and truly manifested, because that's a project not in hand. That's a project that's supposed to be completed, whether it be by the PNM government or the present United National Congress. I am calling that place should be corrected and a proper facility established for the cremation of the persons who died, and their family members could be able to really and truly interact. You understand? They could be able to interact in a humane manner. And we are also calling on this program, my friends, that a boatyard where approximately 300 to 400 fishermen go out to fishing on a regular basis, we are asking that they, a proper facility be established for them. So let's take our first break, and when we come back, my friends, we are going to dive into the crux of our program here.
Welcome to Island Express Hardware, where we work with your budget. We supply all paints, all brands, and all sizes. And we are, of course, the cheapest in Trinidad. We also supply pumps and water tanks, and we also have them in combo deals. Visit us for the best friendly customer service. Need steel, beams, and purlins? We got that. We have top quality lats and boxing board, plyboards, gypsum boards, you name it. Do you love to fish? Have no fear, because we have all the gears. Visit Island Express Hardware today, located at Rashid Avenue, Kakandi Road, Felicity, Shogunas.
So welcome back to our program, my friends. Those of you who are locked on, this is your program, Hardfacts, that is aired Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays, starting time 12:15 in the afternoon. Those of you who are having your lunch break, I know for a fact today is Saturday, and lots of you will be eating your fried chicken and chips. You'll be eating your rotis, you'll be taking your beverage and all these things. I want to let you all know, my friends, that it's very, very important, very, very important that Trinidad and Tobago, you have a voice. You have a voice whereby you can call us and let us know exactly what is happening, so that we can be able to correct, that we can be able to put things in place so that your voice could be heard by the relevant authorities in our country, Trinidad and Tobago. So again, my friends, crime is in the front burner. From last week to this week, a lot of criminal activities took place. One of the things that really and truly was alarming to me is when I saw that 11-month baby that was kidnapped in Lavantil and were found in Tobago. Director, pull up that video. That's an important thing. Stolen baby reunited with mom after being taken to Tobago. Trinidad and Tobago is not a real place. Because I tell you something, big people like yourself, those of you who are traveling, and you carrying your sons and daughters across there, you have to have documentation. You have to have your passport, you have to have an ID card, you must have some relevant form of identification. I want to find out this one question: how did that baby reach into Tobago? How? Did that baby flew through the Piarco International Airport and landed in Tobago? crossed the airport perimeter and was given, that green light to cross and enter Tobago without documentation, then if that could happen with this 11-month-old baby, then maybe a lot maybe have happened in the past or happening on a daily basis. So this is something that the minister in the Ministry of Homeland Security, right, he has to really and truly dive into investigation should be launched into things like that. What is happening in our country, Trinidad and Tobago? The Honorable Kamala Prasad Bisesa, I'm sure that you all seen this. The ministers in the government today, you all are seeing that happening. You all are seeing that happening. But again, we have to initiate, we have to instigate, and we have to, we have to try to rehabilitate the situation that is taking place so that we can have some betterment in our country. You can't remain silent. Some of you are saying quiet, something. People are telling me, Imam, well, UNC, your government in power now. UNC in power right now. And, we had a really and truly, now we're going to be served. Now we're going to get our turn. I do hope so. I do hope and pray that, now is our turn. But again, we heard that with our past government minister in cabinet. It is our time now. But I tell you something, knowing the woman Kamala Prasad Bisesa is, I know her. I spent 13 full years with her. Right? I'm talking about 2013, 2012, 2013, straight until 2025. And I tell you something, Trinidad and Tobago, the kind of individual that the Honorable Kamala Prasad Bisesa is, she would ensure that everybody is served properly and everybody get, their full dues. I know for a fact that that is the individual in Kamala Prasad Bisesa. Right? So who might think differently, that's your business. I know practically, I was there, I've done that, I've been there. Right, so again, Trinidad and Tobago is important, again, that you all call me at 372-2129. I want to ask a question. Those of you who are making application for town and country approval, those of you, I'm sure that many of you are listening, don't be scared. Don't be scared. You see, when good people remain silent, crime prevails and crime continues. You have to stand up. Citizens of this country, why it is so much pressure is given for a person who makes an WASA application, an application to get a water connection in Trinidad and Tobago. Why you have to go through all that process? Why it is that you, as a citizen of this country, my friends, Trinidad and Tobago, you need electricity, right? You need electricity in these modern times. You have to go through all that bureaucracy and all that long waiting period to get an electricity connection. Why that should be so? Why it is that when you have to go for to open a bank account where everything just now going to be cashless, you have to have credit card. Everything has to pass through a credit card system. And why it is that they are making it so hard, you have to get 25 documents. I exaggerate a little bit there, but you have to get a lot of documents to open a bank account. Just imagine you have an 18-year-old child or a 19 or a 20-year-old daughter or son, and that child is going to school, university or something like that. That child would need a credit card. That child would need a card. Where is it that she's going to get that card from? Is the father going to make a card to give the daughter? Is the mother going to make a card to give the son? The banking system has to do that, and the bureaucracy of getting those items to ensure that your children are served properly, whether it be a meal, whether it be tuition, whether it be maybe traveling, whatever. My friends, that is something that is happening really and truly negative. So again, those of you who are locked on, we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to continue.
Welcome to Island Express Hardware, where we work with your budget. We supply all paints, all brands, and all sizes. And we are, of course, the cheapest in Trinidad. We also supply pumps and water tanks, and we also have them in combo deals. Visit us for the best friendly customer service. Need steel, beams, and purlins? We got that. We have top quality lats and boxing board, plyboards, gypsum boards, you name it. Do you love to fish? have no fear, cause we have all the gears. Visit Island Express Hardware today, located at Rashid Avenue, Kakandi Road, Felicity, Shogunas. Welcome to Felicity Banquet Hall, where unforgettable memories are made. Whether you're planning a wedding, birthday party, corporate meeting, or any special gathering. Why choose us? We are spacious, elegant, and fully air-conditioned hall. Customizable seating for up to 200 guests. Beautiful decor and lighting options. On-site kitchen and catering services. We are available 7 days a week. Located at Rashid Avenue, Kakandi Road, Felicity, Shogunas. Call the number on the screen today and book now.
Okay, my friends, welcome back to our program Hardfacts that is aired on Sentinel Media Broadcasting. I am your host, Imam Rashid Karim. And again, my friends, we are here Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays identifying the challenges that is taking place in our country. As I said before, we are not here to whip the government. We are not here to bash the government. We are not here to do anything of that nature, because we know for a fact that it is only barely a month, and the government of the day really and truly have to do fact-finding mission. They have to investigate. They have to do things, because I have seen in the daily newspapers a lot of things is on the front page. I'm seeing a lot of things that is happening in my country, Trinidad and Tobago. And I tell you something, when people are getting paid to be given technical advice to ministers and of government and so forth, I want to let you all know, $24,000, $25,000 a month, that is big money. Huh? That is plenty money to be paying for just, frivolous pursuits. So again, those of you who are locked on, feel free to call me 372-2129. And the question I was dealing with, and the objective of my questioning, why it is that you have to go through all this bureaucracy to get an electricity connection. You have to, let me tell you something, Trinidad and Tobago, if you have a piece of land right now, if you don't know, you have a deed, right? And you don't go and you subdivide that deed, that land, you cannot get more than one connection in your property, knowing for a fact that you have 2 children living in that property. You as a father, you want to subdivide that, you have to go and pay a surveyor. You have to make another deed. You have to go through all that process. Why is that so? Knowing for a fact that you have 2 kids living in 2 lots of land, that is one parcel of land. Why we have to go through all these things? And these are things that the ministers in the different ministry, relevant ministry, need to do a fact-finding mission and identify the challenges that people who want to get a service from the government have to go through all these things, because they are not getting it free. I get nothing free from the country when we look at public service. When we have to drive on that road, we have to pay exorbitant fee for insurance. If you all don't know, we have to pay license for our vehicles. We have to pay VAT on tax on our tires. We have to pay all these exorbitant taxes. So when people feel that, the government of the day doing something for you all, that is not a free co. You all paying for that, but this present government will have to ensure that information be shared properly, that citizens really and truly benefit from the costs of the government when it comes to finance, when it comes to programs, and when it comes to amenities for people in this country. I was asking a question, and this is a major question that I want to deal with here today in our program. Town and country approval, right? Hear me good. One man, he has a parcel of land. It was agriculture. It was, because basically we don't have any 100% agricultural land anymore, because you're going to realize that all those agricultural land, you are seeing 3-story and 4-story building being constructed on those very said land. But the point I'm making is that one person, he have town and country approvals. Hear me good, Trinidad and Tobago? This man next door, the bordering to your property, that man have town and country approval. And you, the man who apply now, is getting the runaround, telling that the individual that is agricultural land and so forth, and that is not residential, and that cannot be. Hey, Trinidad and Tobago, you explain that to me. I want you all to explain that to me. That is a very sad situation that transpired about 6 months ago when I went in a bank in Shogunas. I went and I sat down in a chair waiting on my number to call. And just in front of me is the counter. where a guy went in there and he was asking for his US monies. He had about $10,000 US because he was mentioning figures. He was saying that I have $10,000 in the bank, US money that I put in there, and I come here, I think he came for 2,000 or 3,000 US dollars, and the guy behind the counter, there's a guy, he said that you will not be able to get that because the bank doesn't have any US at this point in time to give. So the person started, creating a little fuss. He created a little fuss. He making a little hyper. And you know something? He ended up simmering down. Security came, calm him down and tell him, well, look, the policy is this. If you need money, imagine this. Trinidad and Tobago, if you need your own money, you cannot go in the bank and say, well, here what? I want to clear my account now, You have to give them time now. You have to make application to take your own monies. And that is the problem that I'm telling you about here today. This guy went town and country approval to approve his land, and they are telling him that he cannot get it because that is residential. And his neighbor, I'm not talking about a man in the next district, I'm talking about the property that borders with him, have town and country approval. How did that individual get it? And why it is that this next one is not getting it? That is the reason why I'm telling you. And the very example I gave you, the bank, and while I was sitting there, because when you go in the banking system, you have to give at least 2 or 3 hours in some cases, depending on what you're going there for. You have to give at least 2 hours so that you, my friends, you could be served. And during that period of time, I was doing exploration. I was listening and watching people movements and all these things. A guy came after, and it seems as though he knows the teller, the person behind the counter, and he made his same demands. I would like to get some US. And you know what the question the person asked behind? I heard this. This is not no fib. This is not no lie. The person asked him, how much do you want? And a figure was called. I think it was 2,000. Now the other man have his money in the banker. He have US dollars there already. That is what he put. That is what he purchased and he put it there. He had a US account. This next one, he went in there to get US. And the man offered him 2, and he asked him the hard part about it. And here the second question. When next you want? They will let me know. You could come back Friday. It was during the week, and you could come back Friday again, maybe to collect another 2,000. So in this country, my friends, it's not who you know. I want you all to know that it is not who you know. It is who know you. Because I tell you something, I work with every one of those government ministers in the present government. I work with all who are the people who are the elders, if you want to say it, in the party at this point in time. Not the Johnny come lately who came in and get a seat and get a position and get a ministerial position. No, I'm talking about the stalwarts of the party. People like Khadija Amin, people like Barry Padarat, people like Dave Tanku, people like Ravi Ratiram, people like Kamala Prasad Bisasa, the Honorable Prime Minister. I work with all of them. And lo and behold, I'm telling you this, people are congratulating me. Imam, congratulations. Your government win, your party in government now. All those things, yes, it's true. But the hard part about it is that when you try to negotiate or navigate a call to the very said people who you were working with, and they will not like it when I speak like this. That was one of the reasons why I went under the radar for a period of time. Because when you try communicating, you are working your life out. You are giving your life out to these people in public life. You are working. And all you need is that, appreciation. All you need is an appreciation. I tell you something, from 2012, 2013 to 25, we're talking about 2 years while the Honorable Kamala Prasad Bisasa would have been in government. Go straight on 2 terms that she lost. I was there and still is. But again, my friend, Trinidad and Tobago, when you make some sort of commentary, or you try to interact, it seems as though, you know what? You are a castaway. You are thrown on the wayside. But I want to let you all know I'll be making communication to all those ministers who I work with. And I want to let them know this, that here what? Just as you all work, I work tirelessly beside you all. And I'm not asking for anything for myself. I am asking for my community, Trinidad and Tobago. I am a man who work everywhere in Trinidad and Tobago, right? And I'm asking for the people of this country to really and truly, I want questions like this to be answered. I want it to be easy. Maybe if you had to get 5 things, you have to get a copy of your deed, you have to get a copy of something. No, the bank asking you, right? The bank asking you, before you open an account, you have to have what? You have to have a utility bill in your name. How can you get a utility bill in your name, right, when you can't even get the water connection? You can't get a TNTech electricity connection. How can you get bills in your name? This is how irrelevant. You go in for a job, right? You go in for a job, a graduate who have 100 passes. You have a degree in something, and you go for a job, they'll ask you what experience you have. How can you get experience if they are not giving you a job? That is how Trinidad and Tobago is. I do hope and pray the world is not like that. Eh? But my friends, again, I want to tell you all that what I have seen thus far with this present government, this present UNC government, it seems as though things are going to change, because I will tell you something. People like Shanti Bodram, right, UNC Council for Deep South, she has been complimenting the Minister of Works and Transport and Public Utilities and so forth. Why? Because they are getting a water supply, a regular water supply, something that was foreign. That was foreign language for many of those people in the Southland. So again, Trinidad and Tobago, those of you who are locked on, feel free to call me. Feel free to call me. Those of you who have any problem that you have outside there, any situation that you have right now, and you want to discuss it, you want Trinidad and Tobago to hear what is going on, you want people to understand what is taking place with you and your life, you want people to maneuver and understand from your bad experience so that they could not go through the same ring around of roses like you went through. Again, my friends, deepest condolences to my friend, Mr. Brian Big's mom. His mom passed away. And today, 1:30 is the funeral at Belgrove Crematorium, that is in Tagarigua. I'm sure that many of the supporters and the stalwarts of the party, they are heading down that way. I think so. So again, Trinidad and Tobago, we ask you all again that let us know what is taking place in your neck of the woods. What is happening around you? What is really and truly taking place in our country? I am monitoring, because I'll tell you something. I am friends with majority of the ministers in this country. And I am seeing in their Facebook pages that they are making movements. Like, for example, Khadija Amin, knowing for a fact that she won the St. Augustine seat. There are areas in St. Augustine, there's areas in Tunapuna and so forth that is flood prone. And I see that work has already been started. I saw that the Honorable Kamala Prasad Bissessa has destroyed contracts and letters. Pull that video from the director, the one with the Prime Minister, tearing up the pages of a contract.
Today I give you this.
Volume.
You will scrap it. You have rescinded it.
And just like that, the plans of former Public Utilities Minister Marvin Gonzalez destroyed in seconds. A moment that both he and the country witnessed together as Prime Minister Kamala Prasad Bissessa rescinded the PNM's restructuring plan of the Water and Sewerage Authority. And while the uncertainty of 34 unnamed WASA employees linger in the pipes, the MPs are fighting.
I want to warn Barry Padart that you have started on the wrong foot. You are behaving like a Wajam. Governance is not about Bacchanal. It is not about Mahima. It is not about Janjat. It is not behaving like a Wajang every single day. You need to sit.
Take them out, because I tell you something. I was living here all the time, and for the past 10 years, I was here. And we was looking on and looking at the ministers in government, how they were treating the population. Not only one segment of the population, but how they were treating the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Now you're talking about Janjat. Where you get that word from? You're talking about Janjat, you're talking about problem and being Wajang. Watch yourself. Stand in front of a mirror. You all were collecting monies and you were not doing what you were paid for. You know what is paying me, Trinidad and Tobago? You know what is paying me? I try to live, right, according to the law of the land. And you know something? All these services that we are paying for, things like B-Mobile, Wi-Fi, TSTT Wi-Fi and Wi-Fi, and water and sewage authority, WASA water connection, and even so much so TNTech. We pay for those services, and we sometimes, in many cases, we have to pay for a service that we're not getting. You know what has pained me? When they have our numbers and they put, that they send that message that if you don't pay your bill, you are due for disconnection. If you know how that has bothered me. If you know how that does make me get crazy. I just get mad when I see that. They're disrupting your sleep, they're disrupting your rest, and sending messages outside there that if you don't pay your bill, you know what? You're going to get disconnected. And many times disconnected. Right now, you're not getting any water. Where are you getting disconnected from? 2 weeks now. And I am calling on the Minister of Communication, the Honorable Barry Padarat. I am calling for that, that to be rectified. 2 weeks now. I have not gotten any Wi-Fi service. I have not gotten any service from my connection. I try, I call, you name it. Those of you who are watching this program, this is the 6th program from Monday, Wednesday, Saturday. Monday, Wednesday, Saturday. This is the 6th program. You check the programs and you're going to realize, my friend, that is very setting. We have a caller on the line. Caller, go ahead.
Hi, good day. So my name is Kamal Rampasar. My mom has been hospitalized 3 times in January month due to epileptic seizures and also diagnosed with early dementia. Mm-hmm. And well, basically with all the situations, unfortunately, I'm the only sole caregiver for my mom right now. I have an older sister, but she's not close with us and she don't be around. So basically, due to the situation and everything, I have to be home all the time, seeing about my mom and stuff. And it has been very difficult as the only income is her old age pension. And basically, I did went into social welfare earlier in last month and basically was told that because I am not medically unfit to work, they can really help with anything as well. So basically, I'm appealing to the public if anyone would like to help out with any pampers or wipes or even some grocery items or even give a donation, because I'm unable to even apply for geriatric aid cell to say come on, because due to the facilities, our home is not really proper to say that it would be comfortable to be seen about my mom so I can be out and working and have an income coming in. So I'm appealing with the public as well. If anyone would like to give a donation or any form of help, it would be greatly appreciated.
Thank you, caller. Thank you, caller. This is what we're talking about. This is what we're talking about. People like that, whatever persons who have problem situation, now you can hear, those of you who are locked on, those of you who are watching our program, you could identify the genuineness of that individual. Now he is in a position where he is a son and he has to take care of his mom. Nothing is wrong, that is his mother, right? Nothing is wrong, but he's saying that he has an elder sister. And I tell you something, those of you who are in Trinidad and Tobago, we are not living in Mars. We are not living in Jupiter. We are not living in space. We are living amongst our own families. And you're going to realize, those of you who are locked on, that many cases our own families are our biggest enemies. Our own families are our biggest enemies. Because I tell you something, mother not talking to daughter, daughter not talking to mother, father not talking to son, son not talking to father. And that is how it's going. This brother, let me tell you something, just during the course of the week, people feel it's a joke thing with this Sentinel media broadcasting. There are so many things that we receive information that we don't really want to broadcast it to bring embarrassment to people. But just last week, an individual died. But he didn't leave a will or anything like that, right? And you know something? Right now, it is only about a week and a half, 2 weeks now. And the amount of fight, the amount of confusion taking place right now, my friends, with that family, and you know something, when the person was sick, when the individual was sick, nobody was around. Now he died, everybody is his son and everybody is daughter, and everybody is family members now. Dead men tell no tales. That is the whole issue. A lot of things like that happen. I remember this. I am the imam for the Felicity Mosque. I was the imam in Shoguna's Mosque for a period of time. And there was this one guy, let me tell you something, this one guy was a freelancer. And anytime somebody died, he would go to that home, especially if it's a man. he would go to that home and he used to pretend and say, well, I am the man's best friend and we went to school together and so forth. In that kind of position, the person used to gravitate and come close and go close to the family members, and even so much so, he used to try to see if he could con them. That is the borderline of what I'm saying here today. So those of you who are locked on, that caller who called, director, keep the number. We'll try to see how best we could be able to identify. If you all are listening to him and maybe you have some donation that you would like to give it to him, we don't have a problem. You can call 372-2129 and we will pass on the number of that individual to you, where he's asking for some basic food stuff. He's asking for Pampers for his mom. And those are basic amenities. If you could assist and you can give, my friends, feel free to call the number and we are going to identify with you. We're going to get the address if you would like to go and visit for your own self. But in this case, I would like to call on the relevant agency, the Ministry of Social Development and Gender Affairs. That would have been the Honorable Vandana Mohit, right? I know her, I work with her. I know when Vandana was a person who was distributing food cards. She woke up her way. Similarly, Khadija Amin, they were counselors, they were activists in their community, and they worked their way up. Right? So don't come and say that, these people are Johnny come lately. These people are people who are working. Maybe we never saw eye to eye, or we never really and truly interact in that close proximity. But many people who know me would have realized that I am a no-nonsense person. If I tell you I come in, I come in. If I tell you I'm not coming, I'm not coming. So again, my friends, the caller who just called, those of you who have any problem like that, feel free to call me. Let's take a break, director. When we come back, we're going to dive into the real crust of the front page in a daily newspaper.
Welcome to Felicity Banquet Hall, where unforgettable memories are made. Whether you're planning a wedding, birthday party, corporate meeting, or any special gathering. Why choose us? We are spacious, elegant, and fully air-conditioned hall. Customizable seating for up to 200 guests. Beautiful decor and lighting options. On-site kitchen and catering services. We are available 7 days a week. Located at Rashid Avenue, Kakandi Road, Felicity, Shogunas. Call the number on the screen today and book now. Welcome to Island Express Hardware, where we work with your budget. We supply all paints, all brands, and all sizes. And we are, of course, the cheapest in Trinidad. We also supply pumps and water tanks, and we also have them in combo deals. Visit us for the best friendly customer service. Need steel, beams, and purlins? We got that. We have top quality lats and boxing board, plyboards, gypsum boards, you name it. Do you love to fish? Have no fear, cause we have all the gears. Visit Island Express Hardware today, located at Rashid Avenue, Kakandi Road, Felicity, Shogunas.
Okay, my friends, welcome back to our program Hardfacts that is aired Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays on Sentinel Media Broadcasting. I am your host, Imam Rashid Karim. And again, my friends, we are here discussing relevant issues that is taking place. And we saw a lot of anomalies when it comes to recruitment and hiring and dealing with monies of the government that really and truly was in the past 10 years in governance. We saw things happening, my friends, and I saw one minister, he hired for his ministry at least 20 or 25 individuals, and they were collecting exorbitant fees. Now, I tell you something, that is in the daily newspaper. That is on the headline. that is on the front burner of the daily newspapers in our country. Now, if you just imagine, I want to calculate something for you all. 23,600 per month. Multiply by 2 years contract. That would have been, let me just make it easy for calculation. Let us make it easy for calculation. Let us make it easy for calculation. 12 multiplied by 25. 300,000. That is 600,000 for 2 years. Multiply by 20 or 25 people. That is millions of dollars, my friends. So we have to be very, very, very careful. Trinidad and Tobago, we want better amenities, we want services, right? And when you look at it, the government of the day that is really and truly trying to mobilize and trying to get, you know, the support that is necessary when it comes to financial transactions and arrangements. My friends, you're going to realize that basic stuff that we were talking about in the past program, the government of the day have to go to IMF and the International Monetary Fund, and even so much so to the different agencies to take loans now to facilitate payment of other loans. You understand? That is what is happening. Is a lot of things happen. People might say government change, government gone, government come, and we're gonna really and truly benefit. Yeah, we're gonna benefit, yes. We might be fortunate enough to benefit from amenities. Why? Because you will realize when we look at the past 10 years, what the government did with that kind of billions of dollars. We're talking about $600 billion, close to $1 trillion was spent. And what did we really and truly achieve with that kind of money? Or did the government of the day change anything to really and truly satisfy the movements of citizens in this country? You look at the hospitals, deplorable. You look at the infrastructure, roads and amenities, deplorable. You look at the borders, you look at internal, external borders, deplorable. You look at crime, you look at criminal activities, deplorable. Don't talk about the prison system. I tell you all something. If you all making your prayers in the morning time, pray not to go in prison. Huh? You all pray not to go in prison, because I tell you something. The condition of that prison, you know, some people, I went in Carsonfield a day. And when I went in Carsonfield and I saw a guy, he had a BRC wire, a BRC. It's circled, maybe about 8 feet in diameter. And lo and behold, inside there he had manicures growing. And he had baby manicure, he had big manicure, he had whatever manicures, he had a lot of manicures there. And when I look at the condition, I remember prison immediately. I remember prison immediately. That is the condition of prisons in our country, Trinidad and Tobago. And I'm not going to tell anybody anything. You all have to go there, you have to see there, you have to do a site visit, and you're going to know and you're going to understand the deplorable condition of the Trinidad and Tobago prison. Not only one, not only two, all is the same way. And a lot of monies have been spent. When you check, when you look at, you look at the amount of money to house one prisoner. I want the minister in the Ministry of National Security, minister in charge of Homeland Security, to come forward one day and do a fact-finding mission and tell Trinidad and Tobago, listen Trinidad and Tobago, what I'm saying. Imam Rashid Karim is talking to you. I am speaking to you, and I want you all to listen to me. It will cost you, as citizen of this country, less money to rehabilitate your own sons and daughters than you send or you allow your children to become criminals and go in prison. I want the government of the day to analyze what I'm saying here today. The same money that we spend in prison to ensure that the prisoners are maybe taken care of, whether it be a small meal and housing and security and what have you. When you analyze that kind of costing for one prisoner in prison, how much it costs the citizens of this country to maintain one prisoner in prison, that very said money could start rehabilitating our children who are in primary, who are in kindergarten, who are in secondary school, who are in different schools, and ensure and use strategies that they would not have to enter the penal system in our country. And it's going to cost you cheaper, the government of the day. It's going to cost you less money. And I tell you something, in the long and short of it, you're not going to have to waste money in medical, because let me just give you an example. You have a prisoner, and before this prisoner went to the prison, he chopped somebody, right? He chopped up somebody, he chopped his wife, he chopped his neighbor, he chopped this one, he do something, or he shoot somebody. That is medical. You have to pay medical to ensure that that individual now is taken care of in the hospital, in the medical fraternity in our country. Then you have to pay doctors, you have to pay nurses, you have to pay security, you have to pay janitorial, you have to pay a lot of money to ensure now that this criminal who commit that heinous act by chopping his wife or stabbing this one or shooting that one, to ensure that that person live or that person get a proper health care, that is another cost. So when you look at the ripple effect of having people incarcerated and people not properly well trained and people who are not supposed to be in jail being in jail, my friends, a lot of things is happening in our country. We have to identify, you all have to ask question, how much it costs for one prisoner to be housed at the penitentiary in Trinidad and Tobago. We're not talking about traveling, you have to carry them to and from. You have to carry them hospital. If somebody is sick, you have to carry them in the hospital. You have to have 2 prison officers waiting, one downstairs, one upstairs. When a prisoner had to go to hospital, 5, 6 people had to accompany him if he's a high-profile criminal. You all don't understand. A lot of things is happening behind the scene, and you all take it for granted. That guy who called us just now, he's complaining. He's not asking for no Mercedes-Benz. That guy is not asking for a box of barbecue. That guy is not asking for anything. He's asking for menial items. His mother needs pampers. He's asking for that. If you could help him. Now he cannot go and work and leave his mother in the bed lie down. And no nurse, no doctors will go and visit there for free. Nobody will go there and provide any type of medical attention or any attention at all, whether it be social programs for them. So somebody has to stay home. And he's also complaining in that very said conversation that he's saying that he has an elder sister, but his sister don't come around. He has to take care of his mom. How is that individual going to work and take care of his mom at the same time? Think about it. Let's take our final break. And when we come back, we're going to close off our program. Director, prepare that document from the front page.
Welcome to Island Express Hardware, where we work with your budget. We supply all paints, all brands, and all sizes. And we are, of course, the cheapest in Trinidad. We also supply pumps and water tanks, and we also have them in combo deals. Visit us for the best friendly customer service. Need steel, beams, and purlins? We got that. We have top quality lats and boxing board, plyboards, gypsum boards, you name it. Do you love to fish? Have no fear, cause we have all the gears. Visit Island Express Hardware today, located at Rashid Avenue, Kakani Road, Felicity Shogunas.
Okay, thank you very much. Again, those of you who are locked on, this is our final part of our program here, the final segment of our program, and we want to identify maybe 2 things. One of those things, I want the director to pull up the front page of that daily newspaper, and I want you all to read the headline. Read the headline. Blows for Barry. That is what we call sensational thing. Things like that, right? The stolen baby rescued in Tobago, we talk about that. PNM internal elections set for June 20th, very well. Everybody should have election. Marvin hits back at minister over WASA transformation plan. What transformation? That's the first question. Transformation, my foot. Transformation is transferring dollars from one pocket to another pocket. Is that what you call transformation? Because when we look at the statistics, Come back, let's hear Barry response. Let us hear the minister response.
Quietly.
This is a desperate man attempting to clutch at straws. He must tell the country why a PNM campaign manager walked away with $3 million in contracts just before the general election. The political blows that he received on April 28th is doing something to his mind.
Jivan Joseph, ask him who is Krishna Prasad Singh. 2 junior members of staff of the authority that now the CEO has to report to them.
An individual earns that much.
Salary was 100. He have attracted.
Gonzalez said returning to WASA's old management structure will not save but rather cost the authority more money. In addition to managers, Gonzalez said under the transmission plan, over 200 water supply projects were successfully completed. He's now pleading with Prime Minister Kamala Prasad Basesa not to stop the ongoing projects. K. Marie Fletcher, CNC.
Come back, Director. So again, Trinidad and Tobago, those of you who are locked on, really and truly is a kind of political football that we are seeing, because I tell you this, Trinidad and Tobago, listen carefully what the Imam is saying here. What happens is this. Basically, when our government changed, we told you all last week, all those boards, all boards, right? Because the boards would have been the sub-agent of the minister in charge, right? The minister would have discussion with the board, whether it's 1 board, 2 board, or whatever, and they would have implemented, they would get advice, they would have discussions and so forth. Now you have people in those boards who are really and truly stalemate, in the sense that if minister says this, you will say that, and that is where the battleground will take place for production. You and I, the citizens of our country, will suffer if those people do not resign. Now, the past minister is claiming now that there are people who this government is installing to be able to be their agent of the government. When you all were selecting, ask yourself that question. Ask yourself, Mr. Marvin Gonzalez, ex-minister, and Cummins and all those guys who are ex-ministers. Who did you all consult when you were hiring people to do your campaigning and asking for technical advice and all those things? Who you were consulting? So here it is, this government is in power. Let the government run the situation. If adverse things transpire later on, it's only about 3 weeks now, it's not a month. But you all are, you all getting voice now. When you were voiceless in the past, when you know something, in this program, Trinidad and Tobago, in this program, we have been calling on the PNM government. We have been calling so much so that people were thinking that, the station gone PNM. We were asking the government to identify the projects that you all had done and the project that you were doing, and put it up in the daily newspapers so that the people of our country would know, well, you all are working. I remember hearing the Prime Minister say, well, here, take a drive in the evening, Sunday. I heard another minister say, well, here, what, we fixing from Tabaki to all over the country, they fix. So if they were fixing all the time, then the UNC don't have any road to fix. But when you really and truly check what is transpiring at this point in time, every damn thing that the PNM talk about and they said they did, my friends, I tell you something, I think that all those projects, the 200 project, has to be investigated properly. And if it is warranting that it continues, let it continue. Because I tell you something, let me tell you something, I don't want to bust the mark here. There is a box drain project that was going on in one area. And it would have been, the box drain would have been about 130 meters long. That is less than 400 feet long. And that has gone on for 2 years. And over 20 workers would be there, report for duty for 2 hours, an hour and a half, 3 water carriers, and this, that, the next. And that went on for 2 years. They have milk in that one project, 400 meters, would have cost a private contractor, right, under $250,000 to $300,000 to construct that box drain. It cost the government over $30 to $35 million. And that is only one thing. And I don't want to narrow it down to which borough corporation. But my friends, Trinidad and Tobago, a lot of things has transpired in the past. I am saying this, that the government, the United National Government, the United National Congress government is the bona fide government of our country, and you can't expect them after 10 years of devastation, after 10 years of hardship, after 10 years of non-performance by the PNM government, because people were lamenting this program. You run through our program, go through the archives of this program and check how much time we asked for a cremation site, how much time we asked for a health center, how much time we asked for a police post, how much time we asked for the road to fix, how much time we asked you all for the schools to be, rehabilitated, how much time we asked for those things. And it went on deaf ear. So give me a break. Those of you who are calling on the present government to vacate and do this and do that overnight, give them a chance. Give them a chance, my friends. So again, those of you who are locked on, this is our program. This is your program. Our program, your program, where you can call, identify, let us know what is happening. You know something? Bring up, I don't want to shut down this program until I identify what transpired with that baby. Director, pull it up. I had to say something. Those of you who are watching, you see that baby picture there? There's a story behind that. Huh? You see that baby with all that monitors and all kind of thing there? There is a story behind that. And I would like the mother of that baby to call the station, whether it be Monday, and let us know, let us go down to the root of what transpired. There were some abnormalities taking place there, and the mother should not be scared. Come out in the open and let John public know what has transpired. There's a new Minister of Health. An investigation has to be done to investigate if that was foul play, if that was negligence, or what has transpired there with that baby. So again, the mother of that child, please call me 308-5318, or you can call 372-2129. Director, we have a video with the guy. You get it? Just pull up that video there. I want Trinidad and Tobago to understand the hardship of citizens in our country. There are lots and lots and lots of wild people. Some of you are wondering, I wonder what I will eat for dinner this evening, or what I will eat for lunch today. There are people who are scraping garbage bin. There are people who are jumping fence to see if they can get 2 mangoes to eat. There are people who are going in people's land to dig some potato because their families are hungry and starving, which is wrong. We're not condoning those things. Those things are theft. Right? Those things are not right. If you are hungry, you are starving, there's something like that, there is places that you can go. There are people who you can meet and identify to get some sort of relief. Right? One person came to me Friday, and they said to me, Imam, I have been trying to get a food card. I've been trying to get a food card. And that person came and she said that she doesn't have any food in her house. And I said, don't worry, hold on. I have something for you. And this is the attitude that all of us should have. And I mentioned that in my Friday program in the Felicity Mosque. I said, all of us who God Almighty bless, put aside our $50 or something like that, or $100 a week, and make hampers and keep it in your vehicle. Keep 2 hampers in your vehicle. Right? Because I tell you something, the need has arisen at this point in time where a lot of people, while you're driving, you are seeing people suffering. You are seeing people, people are asking, and they're asking for handouts. They're asking for charity. You know something? When anybody come to me here, what I normally do, I tell you what I do, because I've been conned. I've been conned like that. A man come to me, Imam Rashid Karim, you know how sweet the man said, brother, Imam, you're a Imam, I said, Imam only when I could give you all something. After that, if I cannot give you, I'm not a Imam. I'm a bandit. A lot of people like that, they come to the priest. Boy, he's a priest. Or they go by the pundit, he's a pundit. Right? You're a pundit. You shouldn't do that. You should give me, anytime we ask for something, you must dip your hand in your pocket and give us. That is the attitude of some people. Director, you got a video there? Right. So again, Trinidad and Tobago, what I'm saying here is that, keep some small change, maybe a 50 or 75 or 100 a week. Go down to TJ's supermarket in Monroe Road. My friends, you can get a good, nice hamper for $200. Buy 2 or 3 hampers and keep it. Either keep one in your house, keep one in your vehicle, because God Almighty is going to direct people to you. There are people who are going to come to you. Once you have a good, sincere intention to help people, God Almighty is going to bring people to help. And nothing wrong if you don't investigate. Investigate them. Investigate them. Just don't dip your hand in your pocket, because there's a lot of people outside there who feel they're smart. They type up a letter and they say, well, so and so case, and you know that, and we looking for donation for this for that. Let me tell you something. Take the number, write down the number, and shoot a call. Make a phone call and find out if that is the truth. And then you will know, because I did that last week and I found out it wasn't a truth, it was a fake. Because when I call that number, the number ringing out. Nobody answering the phone. They just write a number there and make you feel that you could contact them here. Because they know that if you contact them, you will find out the truth. So again, Trinidad and Tobago, maybe we could pull that for Monday, because that was an important video where a past government minister told the guy, when the guy talked about, as I said, he was a fisherman. I give you the story. He was a fisherman. And you know what? The person in charge told him, well, you just now you don't have to go and fish. What are you complaining about? The fish will come to you. Means to say that he was complaining that there's a bank at the Cunupia River that needs to be blockaded, barricaded, because all the water, the salt water is coming up. The water is coming up. Right? That's the number, the assistant number. Right, so the number on red, 7520583, those of you who think that you could maybe buy a box of Pampers or maybe provide a small hamper for that individual, 7520583, call, connect. We don't know the person, I don't know the person, but I said before, take the number, verify, go, drop off the hamper, see what the guy is saying is the truth, shoot a call for me, 3722129, and we could all, we could constantly ask people to give contribution to that individual who need help. So again, my friends, those of you who are live on TikTok, those of you who are live on YouTube, those of you who are live on Facebook, I want to thank you all very, very much. May God Almighty bless you all, keep you all safe, and until Monday, may God Almighty unite our hearts as one and forgive us for our shortcomings. I thank you. Bless Trinidad and Tobago.
Welcome to Felicity Banquet Hall, where unforgettable memories are made. Whether you're planning a wedding, birthday party, corporate meeting, or any special gathering. Why choose us? We are spacious, elegant, and fully air-conditioned hall. Customizable seating for up to 200 guests. Beautiful decor and lighting options. On-site kitchen and catering services. We are available 7 days a week. Located at Rashid Avenue, Kakandi Road, Felicity, Shogunas. Call the number on the screen today and book now.